Hello, folks. Welcome back to the American Dream Garden. Today, we are going to transform this land flatter so I can build more buildings in this area. Also, I gotta work with this hill thing again. But as I'm doing this, I want to also talk about some things I've been seeing being talked about in the news. Just to say, man, I don't want to talk about it, but apparently it's a bad problem right now that I'm seeing across the board. And it's lies and misquoting and misusing things. Right now I'm calling out Candace Owens for what she is. She's a grifter. For the longest time, she has been nothing but, well, she used to be a great person. She used to not to be like this, but now all she does is, blame Jews for everything. And she's been a big-time anti-Semite. And recently, there's been a civil war on X between everyone, complaining about, oh, Israel killed Charlie, and I'm like, all it is a donor dispute, and that doesn't claim anything. It's just, and the dispute is over Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, that guy, is also a big anti-Semite too. Him and Candace Owens says all kinds of anti-Semite things all the time, especially about everything. Because, well, you can criticize Israel, but you don't. They go after Jewish people. They blame all Jewish, and it's terrible. And it's kind of demonic what they're kind of trying to do with this. Because so far she claimed there was a bee cult. There was a letter that was debunked because Netanyahu released the letter. And all sorts of things that's been just debunked. So far, the only thing she has is these text messages that she somehow got from the government. But the truth is, she's trying to say a donor dispute somehow makes it Israel's fault that Charlie died. Even though we all know the truth that it was a man with a trans boyfriend. Apparently that's been a thing where people don't like it when you disagree with them about certain lifestyles, which I believe people have a right to do. But it's just to me, she's trying to use this as an opportunity to spread more anti-Semitism against whatever the heck that word is, Jew hatred, with this stupid theory. And that's all she's been doing for 3 weeks. And now she releases these text messages that prove absolutely nothing. Nothing. Only that the fact that Charlie Kirk said I wasn't going to deplatform my friends even though I disagree with them. And also it shows that he was in a private room showing that he was disinterested with his Jewish donors anyway, because he was just stating what he felt. He never thought it would be public. Plus, there's footage of him I will play at the end of this that talks about how this is demonic, what Candace Owen is doing. And all she's doing is standing on top of a dead man's grave to spread hatred right now. It's pretty disgusting. And he's not here to talk. And it still doesn't prove anything. It just proves that she's crazy. And honestly, I'm surprised people even believe this stuff. She even said, "Oh, Charlie Kirk came to me in a dream and told me they betrayed me." And right now she's trying to, and she even admitted in another recent video that she's going to try to destroy Turning Point USA. And that's her goal. And I'm like, well, you're not a real good friend. And she's even going after Erica Kirk. And also I've seen when people trying to blame President Trump somehow. It's just very ridiculous stuff. Because nothing here ties Israel to it. They're trying to make it tie to Israel, even though right now we're having peace deals being done right now between Hamas and Israel, and that whole thing is about to be over with, and thank goodness it is. Praise the Lord. Ugh. All I know is it's terrible, really. And, I'm just minding this out, but I'm venting right now to let you know, because I've seen the most disgusting things said about Jewish people. Things that have nothing to back it up. It's just, oh, Jew this, Jew that, Jew, and apple juice. Makes no sense whatsoever. All I know is, if you want change, you want truth, you pray for it. And you don't go, well, I think this, I think that, you think this, and lie about everything. That's not looking for the truth, that's just lying. In the end, I hope everyone sees through this nonsense. And it's disgusting, really. I'm just sitting here building all of this stuff. And here we are, these people who claim to be Christians are hating people, dehumanizing people, based over what? Oh, this text message shows something that Charlie Kirk said in private. And it somehow says they killed me. It really doesn't. It just says Candace Owens is standing on top of his grave trying to misuse it. And also tell me this. If Israel was killing anti-Semites and somehow Charlie Kirk became this anti-Semite, why are you still around? Because honestly, I think you're more of a, threat than Charlie Kirk would ever was. Especially with all this lying you're doing right now. I think you know what you're doing. Please, Candace, stop it. If this was true, I think Tucker and you will be the first ones to go. But it ain't true. And that's just the truth. And it's pretty obvious how this is very strong nonsense. Because to me, none of it makes any sense. Every time you say something, it sounds bonkers and off the wall. And then you turn around and say, but, no, I have receipts. Those ain't receipts. That's just a donor saying, I don't want to spend my money here. And if I remember correctly, a lot of conservatives have done such in the past. With something that's woke, something that's, well, they call it woke, whatever, and they don't like it, they don't spend their money there. Well, more power to them. That's how money works. You spend what you want, you spend what you don't want. That's all that is. And at the end of this video, there is going to be a clip of Charlie Kirk where he talks about this very subject. And it's sad, really. Right now, there's people who are grieving. You're not letting them grieve. Right now, you actually up in their face demanding answers to why is Charlie dead and why did you kill him, to his own wife. You disgusting. As a Christian, I ain't gonna cuss, but man, you really push me on that sort of edge. And that is saying a lot. Because it takes a lot for me to do such. But yes, I pray that the truth comes out. That there is no more war, no more madness, but there be everlasting peace. That Trump is doing right now, thank goodness he's doing this darn thing after all this crazy crap. And right now, he's doing a good job with these cities. Have all these that are crime ridden. Honestly, I don't know what the media is fooling by saying, oh, the media, my word, trying to say, oh, these cities, they are nice and lovely, and even I, who live in a nice area, hear about the shootings and the killings all the darn time. And I think they're just misrepresenting the crime numbers, really. All I know is, don't hate Candace Owens. Even though she probably hates you for disagreeing. That's not what we should do. Because think about it. When Erica Kurt went up on that stage, she forgave the killer. Because it's what God called her to do. She didn't wish death or blame a certain group. Even though a certain group did do it, she called for forgiveness and love. And right now, Candace Owen is trying to hijack that message and replace it with hate and destruction and war. Candace Owens is being used by the devil to spark hostility and madness. And it's crazy. And I'm a Christian. I'm a Judeo-Christian, I guess. And I know Jesus was born in a Jewish family and all that stuff. The truth is, this madness, she's causing it. And it needs to go. And it's both sides, left and right, liberal and Republican. Right now, in New York City, there is a Hamas protest shouting that they want an October 6th here in the United States. And October 6th was a terrible, terrible time in America, a terrible thing that happened over there in Israel, and we do not want that here in America at all. Kids were murdered in their cribs. Families were murdered. And these were farmers who was just farming the land. And these jihads, or whatever they called them, just came over on parasails or whatever and murdered them. This is serious, really. It's scary, really, but I hope and pray God has a plan that reverses all of this madness. And thank God that right now there is peace happening in the Middle East, where Hamas has surrendered, and there be a new government over there in Gaza, that Egypt is actually the place where they're making the peace deals. And that's the most craziest thing about all of this. That everyone's coming together to have peace. And right now, we don't need none of this nonsense. So, yeah. And a lot of people I have seen, a lot of people I like, actually said the truth about it and stood up for what's right and spoke out against this madness. Because it's easy to see through it, clear as day, that even though they probably try to say, oh, it's not about hating Jews, it's about criticizing Israel. Only things I've been seeing is anti-Jewish things. Pictures of Jewish people that are like hateful. And a river to the sea, my word. If that ain't a call for genocide, I don't know what is. Because where would the Jewish people go? Nowhere. Because that's not what they're calling for. They're not calling for U-Hauls and stuff, no. Pray for revival if you want things to happen. Turn to the Lord. Don't lie. Don't let yourself be deceived. And my word, have people been deceived? Sad. It's so much in this fallen world, it's been one deceived thing after another. Oh, I'm really enjoying venting right now. Just telling what I think. And I'm able to do that here in my Minecraft world. And mostly I never really done that. It's just, I always seen Charlie Kirk spoke his mind and not be afraid to do so. And I thought to myself, I should not be afraid to speak what I think. I don't care if people say, oh, I'm going to be hostile towards you. And the Bible says people are going to prosecute us. It says people are going to come after us for speaking, for preaching, and for sharing. I don't care. Because I've seen what happens. You don't want things to happen that you don't want to happen. You want to say the truth. Is people perfect? No. No one is. It's just, it's funny. I see these people say, you can't criticize Israel. Meanwhile, they're criticizing Israel all over the place. And then, blaming every single Jewish person. It's sight. And honestly, I believe America would have done the same thing if what happened on October 7th happened here in the United States. I'm sure of it. Because October 7th, man, families and people were murdered. And these people, honestly, it surprised me how many people don't know the truth of what Hamas is, what Islam is, and all these other things is. I understand that there is Islamic people out there that are peaceful. It's just if you read the book of Islam, you probably see some, well, questionable things. Just saying. That call for certain things to people that don't believe it. It's scary, really. But, yeah. Pray that truth wins and, well, people to learn to love. We need more love. We need more truth. And also pray for Candace Owens to gain back her mind, because I think she lost it somewhere. Okay. Let me just clear this out. You know, it's kind of pretty with the lights and all that. It's going to be, I wonder what I'm going to be building over here. All I'm doing is flattening it out. It's going to look cool, I think. It's going to look pretty. There, probably on the hill, will be the American Dream City, an expansion of that. Well, I hope. I'm probably going to stop the video soon. I am going to show that little clip I found at the end. Actually, I'll probably put it in the beginning too. I've been digging in the hole. Well, God bless y'all and good night. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And here's that video, and I'm probably going to put it in the beginning as well. God bless.
Charlie, and I had a quick question about anti-Semitism online. Another question here they asked about Candace Owens, and I'm a big fan of you. I was a big fan of her, but she's obviously been going down this anti-Semitic bent. And through her, I'm kind of finding out about these other characters online, like Nick, for instance. I'm sure you've heard of him. And these people, they've been active for a long time, and it seems like they've just been ignored, which is working, but now they're kind of surging in popularity. And as someone who I enjoy watching your debates, are they people you'd be willing to engage with and maybe shut them down in a way through a debate or something like that?
Well, I mean, I'll debate Candace. But no, look, I'll debate anybody that shows up at our campus events first and foremost. But I do want to take what you say and extrapolate that there is a corner of the internet of people that want to point and blame the Jews for all their problems. Everybody, this is demonic and it's from the pit of hell. And it should not be tolerated. Period. But it goes to a structural problem of an entire generation that has economic resentment. They don't own anything. They're not getting married. They're not having children. They're depressed. They're anxious. They're staring at their screens all day long. And if all of a sudden your extrapolation of all that is, well, it's the Jews' fault, that is sloppy and shallow thinking. And not only that, they say, oh, it's the Jews' fault. Okay, let's kind of play this out. Well, tuberculosis, that used to kill about 1 billion people. It's a group of Jewish scientists that came up with the antibiotic that cured tuberculosis. How about CPR, the MRI machine? There's over 500 million lives that were saved over the last 50 years because of people that were Jewish scientists that were working on things. They'll never say thank you to the Jews, but they'll always say shame on the Jews. It's weird how that works. And finally, they always blame the Jews for stuff. Jewish people are an ethnicity. So therefore, definitionally, you have people that are secular, orthodox, religious, that are all over the spectrum. You're trying to blame an entire ethnicity for a singular problem. Hold on, let's take a step back here. Instead of that, what could you possibly do in your own personal life to improve your own state of being? If you are blaming 0.02% of the world's population for all of your problems, that is not going to be good for your soul. It's not good for your psychology. It's not good for your future in any way, shape, or form. And so I would just say this, that any young person that goes into this hyper online brain rot, you are serving yourself over to your own demise. You are serving yourself into a suicide mission that will not make you happier and not make you